Minds with Hakeem podcast will be right back with you guys after we finish thanking our sponsors. All right, so check this out. I know when buying a home for the first time can be a very stressful process. But that's why it's good to give it a good lender like my buddy Jared Nicholson from Key Mortgage Group. He's so active to educate his borrowers and also let people be aware of their blind spots. This is a good man to make your lifetime lender, to make your process super stress-free, and don't be turned off by the housing process. You can follow him and find him at jnhomeloan.com. So let me spell that out for you. jnhomeloan.com. So tap in with him. Jared NMLS number is 1969744. I repeat that. 1969744. Welcome back to another episode of the Minds with Hakeem podcast. I have a very special guest here today, my nephew, Ryder. Say what's up to the people.
What up?
Yes, sir. Here we go. We finna dive in. I got a slight genius on y'all hand today. Y'all just gonna have to deal with the background noise because we're in a rural spot right now, so that's how we living. We shooting a live pod. So as far as everything goes, Ryder, introduce yourself to the people before I let them know why you're here, man. Talk to them. You can get your paper out, read it. Yeah, not a problem. Yeah.
My name is Ryder. I am 12 years old. I am in the 6th grade. Some of the things I enjoy, things I'm passionate about, are things such as pro wrestling, Marvel, dinosaurs, and hobbies that are common and a bit less common among kids. I will discuss all of these things and the overall thoughts of a kid my age through everyday life here with my boy Jawan.
Yes, sir. I love it. Give me some, bro. Yes, sir. Now let's get into it, man, off the script, because I had you on for a certain reason. It's because I see a bright future in you. I love your passion. I love your the way you speak. I love the way you talk to adults and kids. Like I see you turning that on at a young age, 12 years old, right? So first, let's dive into you. But before we get going into you completely, how you been during this pandemic, man? We kind of touched bases on it. How you been?
Yeah.
Through coronavirus.
I mean, when it first started, it was a little shocking, like, oh, I can't go anywhere, I can't do anything. But the days sort of seemed to fly by. Like I handled myself well, and I played video games, I watched TV, and like I just.
You had fun?
Yeah, I stuck in there, and and although it was hard for a while, things started to get a little less loose. It's like you go in, you social distance, wear a mask, don't touch everything. You get like it's become a bit more like I can do some stuff now. Things are getting back to normal.
That's good, man. That's good. So you had a pretty decent coronavirus time so far.
Yes, and I'm not gonna complain too much about like, oh, I couldn't go, I couldn't do anything, because I feel grateful that I didn't have to go through it as bad as some other people did, or like actually like I kind of enjoyed myself in certain aspects. Man. I got to hang around, and the thing I noticed is that everyone's always saying, oh, I want to stay at home, I don't want to go to work. And then the pandemic hits. Oh, I want to go to work. I want to do something. I'm stuck at home all day.
Oh man, yeah, us crazy adults, man. We act like we don't want to go to work, but then once work is taken away from us, we miss it.
Yeah, the grass is always greener on the other side.
There you go. So, Ryder, what is the best advice someone has ever given you in your young life so far?
The best advice.
You wasn't ready for that one, huh?
No, actually, no.
Think about it. It's fine. Yeah, we finna see how everything going. I'm gonna talk while you're thinking, so don't listen to me. But we finna see the world from the eyes of the youth, man. Somebody who's really out here doing it daily. You got your answer, or you still thinking on it?
You know, this isn't necessarily a piece of advice, but more so something that I kind of go by, is that if I work hard enough, if I like truly invest in something, I can do something good. Because I do have a track record where I start certain projects, start doing stuff, but then I just forget about it, move on. I don't want to put in the work in it. I'm trying to get better from doing that. Try to put in the effort, put the proper stuff that you need to succeed. Because I want to go into the film business, go Hollywood, make the movies. and that obviously takes a lot of work and patience and time, and that's a value that. I mean, as a kid, it's not always easy to wait for stuff. It's not always easy for like. There's plenty of times where like I'm waiting for a party or something to go to, and just the whole day feels like takes forever. I'm just waiting around trying to figure out something to do in the meantime.
Yep.
But you
gotta work hard.
You gotta have patience because not everything complies to your demands, and it's sometimes I'm trying to realize that not everything quite goes your way all the time.
Yeah, I think that's an awesome answer, and that's some good advice, man. I actually learned something from you. Patience. Time, not always get stuff in instant. So, gotta think. That's some good advice, man. You dropping gems on me. Don't even worry about it. So Ryder, let's dive into the view of kids, because I think you're gonna start a whole new segment for me on my podcast. So I do appreciate you for coming on. Where I just every season get somebody from the youth up here to spit to us, because we do need to see the world in the eyes of the kids, because y'all are the future. Little do you know, like when you said you want to do filmmaking.
Yep.
My bet is you're gonna do it, like, and you're probably gonna be the best ever. So, because you're a very determined kid. So, just to start off real small, what are some of your favorite things to do? What are some of your favorite things about being a kid? Like, what are some of your favorite things?
Well, as a kid, you always wish, I wish I had a job, I wish I had a car, I wish I could stay up late at night, I wish I could wake up early and go wherever I wanted. But as a kid, you don't have to do that stuff. Like like as an adult, as a kid, you're always, I want to stay up late. As an adult, I want to go to bed early. I want to sleep. And again, it's another example. The grass is always greener on the other side. But the kids always wish they grow up so fast to get all these things and work. But it's a lot. It's a lot of work, And that's why they don't have like the full-time jobs or like all this other stuff for the youth, because we should just enjoy being kids.
Yeah, enjoy being
fun.
yourselves.
Like I have a lot of hobbies that I actually have time for, and
what's your hobbies, man?
Like I like to draw. I've been told I'm very talented. I like to build like Lego, not Legos. It's actually Lego as I found out, it's just Lego collectively. Yeah, in plural, it's just Lego.
Lego, there you go. You stay on top of it.
But yes, I enjoy doing that. I have plenty of video games at home. Because in these days, if you're a kid and you don't have a video game console, you're a total chump.
Okay. That's how they judge the kids these days? If you don't have a video game, you chumpish?
Yes.
I don't like that. We can fix that.
But and then here's some more stuff that's a couple things that aren't traditionally things that kids enjoy, but I like breaking apart ice. If I see ice on the ground, I'm going to try to break it for hours.
Yeah.
I'm going to take a shovel
and boom. Get it done. Yeah. You heard it.
And then I also a pet peeve / hobby is that when I see dust, I dust it. Yeah. I don't like clearing it off, making things clean it. Yes.
Yeah, you clean.
So I also really like organizing stuff too. And I'm a big collector on action figures.
How many total action figures do you have?
I don't have a number.
I thought you was organized. You said you was organized. You don't know how many action figures.
I know which exact ones I have. I don't know the total.
Okay. I believe you.
Although some people have told me that through all the stuff I have, I've got hundreds and hundreds of dollars in my hands.
Yeah, no, you do. You got some good money. I saw a little bit of your collection. Who's your favorite? What's your favorite action figure right now?
My favorite is
You got a favorite?
But I can't particularly choose out of all the toys that I own. I like to each other in strengths. I've collected Jurassic World figures or WWE figures or Lego sets, Marvel action figures.
Yep.
And I enjoy setting them up and displaying, and they add certain elements to a certain element to my room. They brighten things. It's almost like a decoration, but it's not.
It's not, yeah. It's just how you like it. And that's all that matters. So this next question, I do not want you to take a jab at your parents. I do love your parents very dearly. Don't take a jab at them.
I've been briefed before.
If you do, I'll get you on camera and they'll both approve of it. So what do you wish adults understood about kids today? What is the one thing or a few things, if you got a few things that you wish old people like myself knew and understood about you guys? Yeah, I kind of put you on the spot again.
Yeah, actually, I need to be real careful about how I word
Yeah,
this.
you do. You do.
Yeah.
No.
I already been briefed about not trashing my parents before I came here. They're both very good. They're very good.
Your parents are
yes,
awesome.
They're very good people. Yeah.
Your parents are awesome,
They
man.
they do pretty good. Things that I wish adults understood.
It could be anything, man. Just as far as like activity time, playtime, bedtime, which you can't change, but you probably just wish adults understood. Something super stupid simple.
Yeah, this is something like, I mean, my parents don't do, but something I've noticed that a lot of kids that like bedtimes. It's something very simple, something very classic. And for kids my age, I personally think that you should, like, when you're tired, you go to sleep. And I always make sure I sleep a full 8 hours. I think it's good to let kids be independent and let them, and not like completely let them go.
Absolutely.
Not, like, help them out when they need it and like be a good parent and
Let
stuff.
them
But
feel.
also let your kids have that sense of responsibility, like bedtimes. Like, you go to bed when you're tired. You can trust. You can trust that you're tired. That it also takes trust from your parents. You got to prove it too.
Absolutely.
That
you're disciplined enough.
yes, it's not like I like say I'm going to bed and stay up late partying all night. But no, when I go to bed, I actually go to bed. When I wake up in the morning, I make sure it's full 8 hours. I get ready. I brush my teeth. I do all this. I do all this stuff.
There you go.
Just good.
Oh,
And
go
like
ahead,
I'm here
bad.
I'm here by myself right now.
Yeah, it's just me and you.
Like
we rode together.
I figured out how to do things on my own, and that's just because my mom and my dad have done a good job teaching me how to do those things.
Yeah, no,
So,
absolutely. Let's give mom and dad hand claps. You can clap with it.
very good job. You're good parents.
Yeah, they are, man. They're awesome. So, just a quick intervene. You are the third Springer on the show, on the Minds with Hakeem podcast. Who's the best looking Springer that's been on my show?
Is it the other two, Ty and Dad?
Yep.
Well, you can just judge for yourself.
Yes,
I think it's pretty self-explanatory, but you're both very pretty. But
Nah, give me some. I agree with you too. That was a little spin off for the people who've been attentive from day one.
yeah, the Springer's got those good facial.
Yeah, you got the good genes. I think we gotta give your mom credit for that too. That you look better than both of them because that's the only difference between you and the other two.
The kids are gonna look great.
Love it. So what is something that you learned this year that you're most proud about?
What learned this year?
It's been a short year so far. It's going quick though.
So 2021.
2021.
Okay, I thought you were referring to the
I love the fact that you think and you take the time with your answers. I love the patience.
I mean, it's only been through 3 months. 3 months as of right now, but it's something else I've noticed, like the seasonal thing when people when it's like, as far as our winter situation, like it felt like it was winter forever. Now it's finally spring. Like, I'm not much of an outdoorsy person myself, but like I enjoyed the other nights spending time outside and playing around and in the grass and putting on a fire pit and doing all this stuff. But when it's summer, you wish it was cold and you wish it was winter again. But when it's fall,
we can't make our mind up.
I feel like fall is kind of in between when we're like it's chilly and it's warm.
Good.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
But like, mostly between summer and winter, because this is really examined like when winter first came. It's like too much of a good thing can make you very resentful. Like, I don't want any more snow. I don't want any more of that.
I'm done with it.
So I have made, although as a perk, I have made some financial advances during the snow from shoveling driveways. So.
Yeah, you get that money? Get that money? Hold on, let me give you some hand claps.
I am rich. I have won $15. I am rich.
It's good that you're making money, man.
But yes,
awesome.
now that it's spring and it's nice outside, we can do all sorts of stuff. Hang outside, have picnics. Each one has its perks, and I mean, I feel the same way all the time. Like when it's really hot, I wish I could just get inside with the air conditioning.
Yep.
It's really cool. I wish I could go sit in front of a fire.
No, absolutely. And you just did that with your family the other night, and you had fun, right?
Yeah.
That's good, man.
Great.
So you kind of hit on it a little bit in the introduction about some of the things that you're passionate about, but dive into the two most things that you're passionate about. That I'm assuming. But what are your two top passions as a kid right now?
Well, let me get this out of the way first. I love dinosaurs. It's been a passion of mine since a very early age. Like as a preschooler, I knew every single thing about them. I knew every single name. But recently, there just been more things that have come into play, and they all always hold a special place. And and at this point, I've kind of become more invested in the Jurassic World Jurassic Park franchise as a whole. But as far as the two top favorites, as of like this hour, as of this minute, whatever time it is, 8 something.
It's 8 something.
Oh, darn. Maybe I shouldn't have said this. It's supposed to take place at any time.
Yeah.
Anyway,
no, you're good.
But right now, probably the thing I'm most invested in at the moment is probably pro wrestling, which I've noticed a lot of people don't seem to be super fun. Like I have a couple friends that like, oh, it's fake. Why do you?
Yeah.
It's not fake. That's not.
That's
no.
not the case.
It's scripted. But I mean, I've learned just to enjoy it myself. My dad likes it, and it. I really got into it 2 years ago when I went to Raw in Wells Fargo.
Who was there with you?
Joe, this guy.
Me.
He was there.
I pulled up with him and John Luke.
Eyewitness to my wrestling, whatever the word for awakening is.
Yeah. You made a change though. I think you shifted
but I feel very
dinosaurs a
invested.
little bit.
But like back then, I hardly knew anything, and here I am now, being able to recite stuff word for word. Like when I get really invested in stuff, I get really into something, I go all out. I know everything about it.
Yeah.
I know every single detail,
Yeah.
every single.
It ain't no scratching the surface.
I feel like my brain has really big capacity, to be honest, because I have a lot of stuff turning all the time. But I always keep in touch.
Don't ever stop that. Don't ever stop learning, ever. And I know you won't.
Plus, it keeps me busy. They have it on every Monday, every Friday, every Wednesday.
Yep.
Plus, it goes till 10, so it gives me an excuse to stay up late. Yeah.
Oh yeah, when you're shooting a podcast, you can stay up a little later too. Let's go.
Yeah.
So I'm a big wrestling fan too. So I kind of wanted to just talk about something real quick that you're super passionate about, and I want to tell you right now on live said that Batista is the best ever. If they stop hating on him, script writers, whoever it is. Man, you was talking about Batista earlier, and you told me he's still retired, but
Yeah.
he's the GOAT. He was my favorite, and John Cena ran a close second for me.
Yeah, John Cena's definitely got that like star power to
That
him.
GOAT swag.
Yeah, I've noted that the fans in the audience can be a little vocal about distaste towards Cena.
They don't like him anymore?
Well, not anymore, because now they're super grateful because he's not on our TV all the time. It's like, oh, we want John Cena back because we miss him and we hated him when he was on our TV. And like always turning John Cena.
Yep. You can't see me.
But they are booing him. They didn't like Cena that much. But looking back, it really did bring a certain element of realism and star power to wrestling. And look where he is now. Like he's not even in wrestling anymore. He's one of the biggest global stars. He's one of the few guys in this modern era WWE that's reached beyond that point of pro wrestling into like becoming an icon. I commend him for that. As far as Batista, I do enjoy his work. I think he's a great character. I think
not too much, man.
I think people were ungrateful for it. Like they would beg for him to come back, boo him. That they wanted him to come back again, booed him. I mean, to be fair,
no respect for greatness.
Yeah, I think he was just in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Yeah, I agree.
But I don't think he's like the best wrestling ability, but he certainly he's another superstar that went to Hollywood and kind of got into that extra element of pop culture And I have to say, he's good where he is now. He had a substantial career. He's in the Hall of Fame. He did some great things, and it was a good run. He certainly had some success. He's definitely going to be remembered.
I know you don't think he's the best.
But
That's why I called you out on air.
But as of right now, I think the Undertaker's the goat of wrestling. The Undertaker.
You won't get an argument with me there. I love the Undertaker.
The Undertaker.
Now, transition off to something that me and you had a topic about off script that I think you're very knowledgeable to speak on. Let's talk about education for a little bit.
School, yes.
Because my podcast is education based. So I want to learn from you today. So what school do you attend, and how do you enjoy school? How do you enjoy the form of learning that you do?
So my school is a little different. I don't go to public school. I am homeschooled by my mom. And I think that it has its own perks, and I want to get this out of the way. I do not hate public school. I have plenty of good times, and it's really like some people prefer it. That's great. That works for them. That is great. It just didn't quite work right for me. It didn't really, and so I decided to make the switch, and it's worked out so far. But other people prefer the other way, and that's great. Some people prefer other stuff. Some people feel more comfortable in another place, and that's just how it is. And you can't just say this is good, this is bad, because that's not how it works. It's not. Yep. People have different opinions
and different views on things. So what works for you?
So being homeschooled, it also allows you to put things that you care about into your education. You get to study some different topics that you might be more passionate about than just saying read this textbook or do
X, Y, and Z.
Yeah,
be in school for 8 hours.
But the time limit. So what I find really convenient is that I can get my work done in like an hour tops, because I can just move through each subject. I feel like I'm a quick learner. I wouldn't say I'm like Einstein smart, but I mean I'm pretty good. I work through it. I learn what I'm supposed to. And it works out.
That's good. You seem like you have a good time learning from home. I get to spend a lot more time with my family. I get to stay home. I get that. It's perks. It's different perks. But
you can kind of work at your own pace too. So you could get it all done in one sitting, like I prefer to do. But you could also. You can also just spread it out throughout the day. Like do this, take a break. Do this, take a break.
Never stops
Whatever works is the best solution. Whatever works for you is the best solution for you.
Yeah.
It's not like I'm saying public school is bad, go out to homeschool. I'm just saying that I think is this solution for the best education for myself.
Absolutely.
And if you really enjoy public school,
pro wrestling is still on your mind.
Yeah. But if you really enjoy public school and you think that's best for you, then it is.
Yep.
If that's what you think works, then that's what's up.
And I think you don't owe public school an apology. I was asking what works for you, and obviously, homeschooling is working for you. It's something that
works out well.
Something that I wish I could have done. It's something that I want my kids to do. So I kind of wanted to learn from you to see what I can set my kids up for the future. What are some?
But I also want to make an acknowledgement to my mom. She puts in a lot of hard work getting curriculums and lining things up, and it's because of her that I can do this and that I'm able to. So thank you, Mom.
Shout out, Mom. We always show mamas love. Shout out, moms. Great shout out.
I'm probably the only 12-year-old that's willing to take pictures of him hugging his mom.
Yeah, no, I think you should keep that alive for the rest of your life. Mom's gonna always have your back, regardless. Through the failures, through the success, mom's gonna be the same. So with that being said, like your mom making your own curriculums and things like that.
Well, not making.
Well, not making them,
picking them out and lining things up, and she takes a lot of time to plan out of her day and schedule and help us with that. I'm really grateful that I have a mom that's willing to take time to do that.
Yeah. So absolutely. With all that being said about mom, what has been the funnest subject that you've been learning on, or curriculum?
The
What's
funnest
been the
subject.
best?
Okay, so math is not the funnest subject to do, but I feel like it comes easy to public school, I just didn't really get it that
You
well.
didn't
But
get
I feel like now that I'm not super, like, I can kind of work at my own pace. And also, it's with the old school math that my parents did with, like, the carrying the numbers.
Yeah,
You're down
That's how I
rather
learned
than
it
just
too.
doing it in your head. So,
Yeah.
like, they could actually help me out quite a bit more, and I find it more convenient. I don't know why they changed it. It seems to be a common stereotype that the parents are, oh, math is so different.
Yep.
Because, I mean, it is.
That's always a thing.
But
so
I mean,
math,
it's a lot easier. But so for favorite subject, none of them are bad. None of them are bad. None of them are a pain. Sometimes I feel overwhelmed. Sometimes stuff is a little hard, but as I said, not everything comes easy in life, and that's fine. That's fine. I work through it. It gets done at the end of the day. Sometimes you just have to step back, take a break, come right out, and that's the beauty of homeschool.
you can do that.
If you do need a break, if you do need a moment, then you can take one, and it's not going to go anywhere. You're not wasting any time out of the day.
It's gonna be there. Like,
Yeah, but
so
a lot of time to do it.
dope, absolutely.
But my
So-
favorite subject would
go ahead.
probably be. I liked when we did animals and science. Well, it's another thing of zoology and stuff. It's another thing that I know quite a bit about. I really enjoy going to the zoo. It's one of my favorite things to do.
How many different zoos have you been to?
I've only been to 2 actually. Blank Park, which we have like a season pass so we can go whenever, and then the Omaha Zoo.
Omaha Zoo, yeah.
Yeah, it's fun.
I'm thinking
out
about
there.
taking my fiance out there. You think she'll like it?
Yeah,
She like animals.
it's a smart choice. They've got elephants and gorillas.
Okay, her favorite animal. One of her favorite animals is an elephant. She's in Thailand with the elephants, walking with them.
Really? Oh.
Yeah, she went overseas. You would like to go there sometime?
I got an Elfie when we were there. Like it's a selfie, but it's Elfie.
Elfie, yeah, no, absolutely. So we talked briefly about you wanting to start your own podcast. That was something you was thinking about. Tell me what that was about. Who was you thinking about starting it with? And what y'all was gonna be
Me and Mal were
discussing.
just sitting. Me and my sister Mally were just sitting outside one day, swinging or just chatting. And I thought, this would all be really good on a podcast, just to talk about. I always like, even when there's nobody listening, just talk. Like, I like the sound of my voice, but
Yeah.
I also like to I like to talk, and I like to. I like
Conduct
to narrate
conversation.
stuff. Yes, I like to talk. Like, get really in depth about things.
Nice.
That's why I think it'd be fun on a podcast, even if it's all by myself. Which I obviously do it with somebody, probably my sister. Which I'm also grateful to have a good relationship with both my sisters.
Nice.
Because it seems like a lot of kids my age don't want to be with their siblings, and I don't understand their situation. Maybe
Everybody's different.
Yeah, everybody has different behaviors. Maybe it's justified, but I appreciate that I have a good relationship and that we can get along and have a good time.
So what would you and Mal talk about on the pod? Just different topics?
We really like Marvel together. We like the MCU, which I'm sure all of you know what it is. It's become a global phenomenon.
MCU?
Yeah, the Marvel Cinematic Universe, all the films.
Just the making, yeah.
No,
Okay,
the
yeah.
films
You
that
in the
line-
theater, so you already know.
The films that line up with each other.
Mm-hmm.
And then also like Jurassic World, and she doesn't necessarily love wrestling. She doesn't like watching it, but she knows who all the people are and like
'Cause you
listens
tell
to me
her.
when he talk. Yeah, for a while she was like, I don't want to hear anything about wrestling. I hate it. But she's more like open to just I
Just
understand
open
she
conversation
doesn't
with you.
necessarily enjoy watching. That's great. But we
Y'all gonna have a lot of
we
things.
can coexist.
Yeah,
And she's
y'all
found
have a lot
certain
of
different
things y'all don't
elements.
agree on. Y'all
She's-
have a lot of things that y'all don't.
Yeah,
like.
she's found different elements that she can enjoy outside of the main stuff, and that's great.
Absolutely.
And then also Disney and toys, and
Yeah.
we share a lot of the same opinions too, so it's easy to get on the same
It's
page.
easy to
Like,
hop on.
if we like something, oh, it's so good. If we hate something, it's here's all the reasons it's horrible.
Yeah. That's good, man. I'm glad you have a very good relationship with your sister, and
That's great.
I think starting a podcast, especially with you two, I think she'll keep you in check, and you'll lead the way you're supposed to lead as a big brother, man. So we're gonna talk about getting that done. I got you. We already talked a little bit about it,
Yeah.
but we're not gonna give it away on here. Hold that.
Yeah,
that.
I'll hold that thought.
Yeah, hold that. What you about to say though?
I'll talk to her about it.
Yeah, talk to her about that. What you about to say though? I felt like I cut you off. You was about to say something.
Nah.
You good?
You didn't cut me off.
You good?
I said everything that needed to be said.
Cool. So, before we get up off of here, man, I just want you to give your spiel of what's important to you from the eyes of a 12-year-old, 12-year-old young boy. What's important to you, man, so we can hear your cries and kind of tap into the minds of kids.
I think that you, as a kid, you see a lot of things as a higher importance, and I do too. Like stuff like video games or toys or films. Like you hold to a very high regard, and you want to you want to do those things and watch those things, and that's just a part of being a kid. You feel really passionate about certain things. When you're an adult, obviously there's a lot of extra struggle you have to deal with and stuff you have to do. And there's not always a ton of time left for own personal passion. So that's why as a kid, you don't have to do all that stuff. So you have really time to find yourself and have that passion, be able to do those things while you have the time to do so. And then once you have that all figured out, you can continue down your career path, having done that.
Yeah.
And also, it's obviously been quite the eventful year for world events and stuff that's been going on. But I've learned to just, obviously be informed. I'm not saying just pretend like it's not happening. You need to know what's going on. You need to be informed of the situation. But also don't let it define your life. Don't just, let it consume you all the time. Find time for the stuff time for you enjoy, because as a kid you don't need to worry about that. Again, it's always good to know these things and keep in touch. And I don't like it when kids are put in the dark as just they're just kids, they don't need to know. It's good to know what the situation is, so you understand if things are bad or good, but you shouldn't have to worry about. And this goes for adults too. You shouldn't have to let it define. You shouldn't have to let it define you. Yeah. But be informed. If there's something you can do your best. But find time for you. Do stuff that you enjoy and find things that you like doing.
I think if you heard that, Marquis, that's crazy. I think if 90% of the adults in the world took your advice, I think the world would be a better place. So what I want to tell you before I let you play with the buttons before we get off here. Yeah, I got to. You love the buttons. Keep doing your best. Keep doing what you're doing, and hopefully some of these guests take your advice at the end, man. That was beautiful. Hopefully. So you got 3 buttons, man. Go ahead. Which ones you like? Up to you.
Knock knock.
Who's there?
Banana.
Banana who?
Banana.
Banana who?
Banana.
Banana who?
Aren't you glad you didn't say banana? Here's another one. Knock knock.
Who's there?
The interrupting lemu.
The interrupting lemu.
Liberty.
I'm lost.
The lemu. Because Liberty Mutual's mascot is the lemu. The interrupting and the liberty.
Copy you. Boom boom. Yep.
There we go.
One more. You got one more. You concede. You give in. You're not a quitter, bro.
Nah, I'm trying to think of a good one. There's the job.
He has no good one, Joe. That was his last one. That wraps up another episode of the Hakeem podcast. Ryder, I appreciate you coming on, brother.
You had a good time.
Thanks for tapping in.
Hopefully enlightened you younglings.
You definitely enlightened us young lads on this show, man. We appreciate you. We love you. And we're going to stay tapped in with you. We're trying to give Ryder a job, so y'all will be saying more of him. Peace.